I want my daughter to remain unmarried. I don't want her to get married to any man. She will remain with me until she gets old.
Take this necklace and give it to her. Don't let her take it out.
What will happen if she takes the necklace out?
Don't let her take it out, unless you will die and the charm will be broken.
Back home, Mira was studying for her final exams. Unaware that her future had just been altered, she still believed in love. She still believed in freedom. She did not know that on her next birthday, she would receive more than a gift. She would receive a chain disguised as jewelry. And somewhere deep in her mother's heart, love had begun to twist into something dangerous. The 18th birthday. Mira's 18th birthday arrived bright and joyful. Neighbors gathered. Food filled the small house. There was laughter again, the first real laughter in years. Linda watched her daughter glow in a yellow dress, smiling as friends teased her about adulthood. "You are a woman now," they said. If only they knew. That night, after everyone had left, Linda brought out a small velvet pouch. "I have something for you," she said softly. "It is for protection. For your future." Mira smiled and hugged her mother. Inside the pouch lay the necklace. It was beautiful, elegant, almost hypnotic. The dark stone seemed to shimmer under the light. The moment Mira fastened it around her neck, she felt a sudden chill. A strange heaviness settled in her chest. "Are you okay?" Linda asked quickly. "Yes. Maybe I'm just tired." But that night Mira dreamed of walking toward a wedding altar, only for the aisle to stretch endlessly away from her. She woke up uneasy, days turned into weeks. Something began to change. A boy named Liam, who had admired Mira for months, suddenly stopped speaking to her. When she tried to ask why, he looked confused. "I don't know," he admitted. "It just doesn't feel right anymore." Another suitor's family, who had once expressed interest, withdrew unexpectedly. Even casual friendships with male classmates became strained. Rumors began. "She is proud. She is not meant for marriage." Mira felt hurt and confused. She had done nothing wrong. One evening, frustrated, she sat under a tree trying to figure out what was going on, but couldn't place her mind on anything tangible. She tried again, but couldn't get why everything suddenly changed for her. From the kitchen doorway, Linda watched silently, her face unreadable. Years passed. Mira finally gained admission into the university. It was her dream. A chance to study law and build a life beyond this small town. Linda felt both pride and fear. The thought of her daughter leaving her made her sad. At university, Mira excelled academically and she made new friends, but she never got anything to do with male friends. For a moment life felt normal again. Then she met Daniel. Daniel was calm, intelligent, and respectful. He admired Mira's ambition. Their friendship grew naturally into something deeper. For the first time in a long time, Mira had someone she wanted to build a beautiful life with. She was happy having Daniel close to her. Mira felt hopeful about love, not thinking if something was wrong with her. But strange things began to happen. Whenever Daniel spoke about a future together, sudden argument erupted over tribal matters. He began having unsettling dreams. Daniel woke up from a nightmare and he called Mira on the phone and told her, "I see you standing far away from me. And every time I try to reach you, something pulls you back." Mira never took his words or dreams serious. She told him it was just a dream. One evening, after a particularly painful argument neither of them understood, Daniel stepped back. Daniel walked in and said to Mira, "I love you," he said quietly. "But something is wrong. I feel like I'm fighting something I can't see." Days late, he ended the relationship. Mira returned to her hostel room devastated. In frustration, she lay on the bed with tears in her eyes. Then suddenly the necklace glowed up, but she didn't notice because of how hurt she must have been. At that very moment, miles away, the juju man Baba Femi sat upright in his shrine. "The bond is working," he murmured and laughed out loud. Back in her room, Mira stared at herself in the mirror. For the first time, she wondered, was this coincidence, or was someone controlling her life? And at home, Linda sat alone in the quiet house she fought so desperately to keep. fully unaware that love built on fear was slowly destroying the very daughter she tried to hold on to. After Daniel left, Mira's world felt strangely scattered. Lectures continued. Assignments piled up. Friends laughed in the hostile corridors. But inside her something had shifted. It wasn't just heartbreak. It was the feeling that something invisible was shaping her life. One night, while studying with her roommate Ella, the necklace caught Ella's attention. "You never take that off," Ella said. Mira sighed. "I can't." Ella raised an eyebrow. "What do you mean you can't?" "It was given to me by my mother," Mira said with a calm voice. Ella frowned. "My grandmother once told me that some things people wear can carry more than beauty." Mira tried to laugh, but it came out very weak. "You think this necklace is cursed?" Ella didn't answer immediately. "My grandmother understands things," like she finally said. "If you want, we can visit her." For the first time, Mira didn't dismiss the idea, because deep down she was beginning to suspect something she didn't want to believe. Ella's grandmother lived in a quiet village. Her name was Grandma Becky. The moment Mira stepped into the small compound, the old woman's eyes fixed on the necklace. Her face darkened. "Who gave you that?" she asked. "My mother," Mira said slowly. Mama Becky sighed deeply. "That necklace is not ordinary jewelry. It carries a binding." Mira felt her chest tighten. "A binding?" "It was made to block your path with men. Anyone who tries to build a future with you will be pushed away." Silence filled the room. "Why would someone do that to me?" Grandma Becky looked at her with pity. "Sometimes love becomes fear, and fear becomes control." The answer struck Mira like lightning. "My mother," Mira said. Grandma Becky nodded gently. "But the spell is tied to her life force. If you forcefully remove it, the one who bound it to you will suffer." Mira felt dizzy. "You mean my mother could die?" "Yes." The room suddenly felt too small. Mira realized she was trapped between two impossible choices, her freedom or her mother's life. Mira returned home during the semester break. The moment Linda saw her, she knew something was wrong. "You look tired," Linda said softly. Mira stared at her, but she didn't say a word. Instead, she walks into her room and locks the door. Linda was shocked because she knew her daughter had never done something like this before. After a few hours, Mira walks into her mother's room and asks her a question. "Why did you do it?" Linda froze. "The necklace," Mira continued. "I know." Linda's hands began to tremble. For a long moment she said nothing. Then she sat down slowly. "I was afraid," she whispered. "You cursed my life because you were afraid?" Tears streamed down Linda's face. "I already lost your father. I couldn't lose you too." "You didn't protect me," Mira said, her voice breaking. "You imprisoned me." Linda sobbed. "I thought if you stayed with me, we would never be alone." Mira touched the necklace. "Do you know what this has done to me?" Linda couldn't meet her eyes. That night, Mira stood in front of the mirror in her childhood room. Her fingers wrapped around the necklace. She remembered Grandma Becky's warning: if she removed it, her mother might die. But if she didn't, her life would never be her own. Tears blurred her vision. "I can't live like this," she whispered. With a deep breath, she pulled hard. She tried to pull the necklace, but it was so difficult. Eventually, the clasp snapped open. At that exact moment, in the next room, her mother Linda collapsed. To be continued. Part 4.